go.
Just quick.
On my first live stream, I'm here with Echo.
What's up?
Just waiting for some people to enter this chat before we start to get this shit started.
So, I would say let's give it like a good, I don't know, 5 minutes before we start to.
Oh, someone joined.
Thing. What's up? Yeah, I would say like a good 5 minutes. We'll wait until like 11:50. Hey, what's up, Ice Mage? I'm subscribed to your channel still, right? So I should be able to find your live stream.
Yeah.
Alright. I'm gonna share that to the server too.
Did you find it?
No, not yet. I'm not opening.
Alright. That's cool. I'm just waiting for at least like 1-2 people to be in this shit before we start talking about the topic.
Oh, well, someone's already here in my stream. And no, it took me a few minutes to stream. I have been contemplating whether I should start streaming on YouTube again, or if I should just make videos, or even if I was going to do something. But I never wanted to do solo commentary, because I feel like I would sound like a crazy person if I was just to do solo commentary, especially like every single day, and you do that shit like 8 hours a day. You will drive yourself insane talking to yourself.
Yeah, no, you definitely would.
That's why when I see solo content creators that play games by themselves and just like, you know, they blow up big and stuff, and all they do is talk to themselves, like if they aren't funny or anything like that, you know, then I don't really see the point of solo commentary. So that's why if I were to ever stream or something like that, I'd either be streaming my progress because like, you know, stuff like that, and be engaging with chat like I am, or be streaming with someone and be talking about a topic or something, or just doing some dumb shit like we are right now. Literally just driving around talking about whatever the hell we're about to talk about. We have no plan for this stream at all. We're just kind of like, hey, let's go stream. All right. Well, how are we gonna do this? Well, we'll think about it when it happens.
Comment. I want to know who that is. No, I know it's like weird. I just want to know who's in my comments. You know, got the mango puree. Some mango.
Oh, where's my drink? Is my drink go behind the chair?
No idea.
It should be on like the floor or something.
Cherry limeade shit.
Yeah, thank you. You know,
people keep hopping in and out, so.
Yeah, they can't see that, but you want to show the wheel really quickly? And the,
Oh shit, what's up, my dude? It's good, Chris. Yeah, we about to be talking about some crazy shit in here, bro.
Yes, we are.
Hey, if you guys want us to talk about something, put it in the comments.
Yeah, if you have any topics that we want to hear, or if you have any questions, like if we're on a topic,
All right,
you can just
got two
comment in the
people in
section.
here. Let's bust in. Yo, comment if you're in this stream. Comment W. Nah, it's not carrot soup. Nah, it's strawberries and mangoes, just like in the blender.
Yo, is there still more?
Huh?
Is there still more of that?
Nah.
Yeah.
My bad, bro. Nah, but comment if you guys want to see us talk about certain shit, because that's what this is for, bro. I want y'all to join the stream, join the chat with us, see what's going on. How you guys doing today? Put that in the comments. I want to know how you guys are doing. Nigga, that crap is disgusting. He said, that was gross. Nah, that was gross, bro. Oh. Yeah, wait. I think that was Dylan that was watching us. Remember? You know Dylan, right?
Yeah, I remember.
Yo,
Dylan.
comment. Dylan, comment. I think I know that you're in here. I don't know who Mac or Bray is, though. That could literally be anybody. Like I said, I don't know how you guys are doing today. Comment, comment this shit up. We're about to start talking about some crazy shit. And share this, man. I need as many people to see this as possible.
Well, it is indeed 11:50 now, so we could start with a topic.
Alright, so what do you want to talk about then?
Well, I had some ideas about this book right here.
What book? The Will. It's The Nature, Power, and Development. William Walker Atkinson. Okay, so but what do you want to talk about from the book is my question.
So, his concept of the will, and the way that me and my dad had a conversation earlier, and I completely opened up my dad's mind about his thought process of it. And when I was reading it, basically, the will can be, if you ask somebody what their perception of what their opinion of the will is, you'll get a different answer. Some people will tell you that it's deprived on your thought. Some people will tell you that it's your heart. Some people, a lot of people will tell you a different answer. But it'll all be based around the same three things. There's three actions to them.
But which are?
The three actions would be, if you want to put them in the simplest terms, and I have to quote this in the book again so I get the exact things. It would be desire will, decisive will, and action will. So it would go in that order too. Desire will, which would be the will of you desiring to do something, wanting something, or wishing for something. And then you thinking about it, which would probably be the beginning of your will. Oh, I want to work out. Oh, I'm wishing I was more fit. I wish I, had better muscle. Now, your decisive will kicks in, now that you got a thought in place.
Okay.
Your decisive will then go through the want tos and don't want tos. It will weigh out your options of things that you'll want to do and other things that you may have to deal with, consequences, anything. And then the final step would be action will, which would be you either taking action or doing something. And you're probably thinking, what is he talking about? So, for some of you that are thinking that, what I'm simply meaning is, when you're laying in bed in the morning, let's say it's cold, it's winter, it's October right now, and it's almost winter in the US. So, school time. Let's say it's 6 o'clock in the morning. The sun isn't even up yet. Okay. Your ass has to get up from your comfy ass bed, and you have to get up and go out into the cold to go to school.
Okay.
You don't want to do that. Your desire is telling you, I want to stay in my bed, right? And then your body will procrastinate, and it will do the what I want to do, and it will plan out the ifs and won'ts and all these other possibilities. which would then lead into the decisive will. Now you're choosing, well, if I get up, it's going to be cold, something like that. When, and really, and I'm going to quote this from a book again, when you should be, and when you think of something, right, when you think of will, if I can find it in this book, it says that it will be like,
what
hey.
the fuck? Yo, someone commented balls. Three in here. Alright.
So, when it goes to action will, when your body gets up and does something, the will that tells you to do it, it is simple as, hey, you gotta get up and do this.
Okay.
Right? But most people think about what's gonna happen when they do it. So now they get into the state of now they've been stuck in their bed for an hour, not wanting to get up because of their alarms and all the things they've been thinking about. Right? When as simple as you giving your jolt of energy and giving you the power to do something. When you can decide, and you can, look at how the will works, you can break it down to a simple form like that with 3 actions. And you may even erase the thought of decisive will. I haven't even finished the book. I've only got to the point where the first chapter of what is will. I'm now reading the desire will, but I'm not pretty sure, but my thought process of this is there's 3 wills, but you only really use 2 of them. The third one is unnecessary. The decisive will, which tells you and weighs out the options, that will be good in some cases, but other cases it'll just hold you back and it won't let you go to do what you do. And the best example I've heard of is, those old carriages from back in the day? Where, like the horses and you have the rider on top of them?
Yeah.
The reins?
The reins?
The thing that the driver would hold to control the horses? Think of what he's holding as your will, right?
Yeah,
those reins.
I think that was something.
Yeah, he was telling me about that. This is the most insane thing. The same person who made this book, right here, is the same person who has said the lines that I am about to say right now. He said that the will itself, if you look at it like this, the will yourself is the reins, right? And the person driving is your ego. So then everything else is your emotions. So, the horse, the carriage, everything else.
So you're saying that like your ego controls like most of the decisions you make?
Yes, but it also accounts into your emotions. If you are sad, or if you are depressed, or if you're happy, that is all going to take into account of how you perceive information, or how you will do something. So, if I'm sad, my emotions are going to be all over the place. If I'm depressed, if I'm sad, I'm going to be moving sluggish, my carriage is going to be moving slow, and it's going to be going where it wants to go, when it wants to go. The horses, because the horses are my emotions, right? The horses and the carriage. It's going to be a bumpy ass ride, I'm not going to have a good day. Now, my ego may be thinking, I'll get through this, and something like that, and he's not really too much in control of the will, because my will would be too weak-willed to go and control those horses. So you may be sitting with your ego and your will, and your ego may see where your horses are leading you, where your emotions are leading you, but your ego may not be, it may be too big for you to admit that your emotions are taking you into a place, and it may take you into a place and just be like, yeah, I meant to go here, and lie to itself because it doesn't want to be wrong, right? So now you're on this path that you don't want to be on, and you're trying to play it off like everything's fine.
I know a lot of people like that in real life, because I'll see this on a daily basis, right? It's like people put on a very good perception of who they are, okay? And like one thing I noticed about that is like a lot of people are very egocentric and ego driven, and what I mean by that is like they're not listening for matters of the heart, or the mind. They're listening to their ego. Because I feel like this splits up into 4 topics. But like, we have 4 selves, Body, ego, mind, and spirit. So,
I feel like most people ignore these three and go off of ego, man.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's not a good way to go about things because your ego, I wouldn't say it's necessarily against you, but your ego protects you. And your ego can prevent you from experiencing the things you want to experience.
That's just all based off of my own perception. I could be totally wrong. I mean,
I could be totally wrong too. This is just my opinion and what I've seen. Same thing as this man. This is just his opinion and what he's went through in life to get him here. Because if you really want to break it down, people are like thinking mistakes are bad, right?
Yeah.
They don't want to own up to their mistakes. Their ego is what drives them to do a lot of the things that they do. So when somebody is in the wrong, they will instead fight you because they don't want to be wrong instead of owning up to the fact that they are wrong. And I know it takes a lot to say that you're wrong. And I know that it's not so hard, it's not so easy to just, get up and want to do something, but it is more of the sense that if you don't notice the things that is happening in front of you, you're gonna keep repeating that cycle over and over and over and over in the universe until you get what it is the universe is trying to tell you. Whether it be a simple sign saying, this is the wrong way, the wrong path you're going down, or it's as hard as a fucking punch in the face and a wake-up call telling you need to wake up this very instant.
And I got perfect examples of that. Like, I don't know, maybe I was like 19 after I graduated high school. I was doing lots of things like indulging in drugs, like treating my body very poorly, and the universe made me aware of that. Like that, it was like you said, that instant wake up, like wake up, man. It was like that, and it was a very crazy point in my life. It was a very crazy turning point. Like, I didn't know if I wanted to live anymore. But then, like I said, I had taken a certain substance, which I will not say on the stream, name. But it opened my eyes to what this all really is. Like, we are humans, okay, but we are souls having a human experience. Like, we are not this body. Like, this body is temporary. It goes away one day. Like, it's not here forever. And a lot of people, that scares a lot of people. They don't want to acknowledge these things. And but I feel like you shouldn't sweep it under the rug. You shouldn't be scared. You should embrace the experience that we're having.
Yeah.
Because that's what the universe is basically trying to tell us on a day-to-day basis.
You should be in the present and not too focused on the future, because the future is not here, my friend. You have a while to go. And you should not focus too much on the past, because the past already happened. You cannot change it. It is a true gift to be in the present, because if you are in the present now, you have the ability to be able to choose where you're going. I'm sorry.
This man's dad just had me dying.
Why don't you come join the stream, my guy?
My sir?
strong.
Why don't you
What?
come join in this
Hold on.
conversation?
Did you just say your beef is strong?
You gotta watch Grandma's Boy, you'll get that shit.
Hold on.
Oh, I have watched that.
And he farts. And
Yeah.
he's like, my beef is strong.
What are you watching out there?
Bullet Train.
Probably control.
Would you like to speak some insight to what we were talking about? Oh, never mind. Anyways, so I kind of forgot where I was going with, but I do know what I was originally going to talk about. So mistakes, they're not bad. Mistakes are human nature, okay? Everybody makes mistakes. It makes character. Mistakes build character. Newton's law, I don't remember what law it was. I want to say it's Newton's second law, which it says every action has a reaction. You do something, something else is going to happen as a cause and effect.
Ooh. I got a good point for that. Or it's like how every decision you make, every minuscule decision, creates an alternate reality version of you.
Mm-hmm.
Like me deciding to stream tonight, I just made an alternate reality version of me. Me eating something healthier, I just prolonged my health. You know what I mean? Things of that nature. So it's like you said with Newton's second law. Every action has a reaction, and that can do within your circumstances outside of you, or internally. You know what I mean? And it's something like I feel like that's just a mental note you should take. What do you think, chat? Like, what do you think about what we're talking about so far? I want to hear your opinion. I know there's like somebody watching right now. So,
I have no idea if there's anyone in my stream.
did you even start playing it?
No, I have not started playing. I've been so wrapped up in the conversation.
You can multitask, bro.
I know I can multitask, but I kind of wanted to just set down like some things about the topic and start a conversation going, which I kind of did, and now I can continue. So, going off of the mistakes and cause and reaction. Mistakes are human nature, but it may be a human's greatest fault to make a mistake, right? Because you could go out and you could possibly help some dude who looks to be homeless, and turns out that man was a murderer who, done some crazy shit, and now he struck again, and now you feel bad about that shit. He made a mistake, right? But you can also learn from your mistakes too, and that's why we make mistakes. Mistakes build character. If I were to go out and make a mistake right now, one of two things are going to happen. Either one, I'm going to, learn from that mistake, and that mistake isn't going to happen again. Or two, that mistake is going to change who I am and is going to depict me. But either way, that mistake that I made is going to change who I am and what I do. And it is a human's greatest strength to learn from mistakes. Everyone makes mistakes, and that's why they say knowledge is power. The more you know is the more that you can
And how are you supposed to
put
learn?
into a conversation.
And how are you supposed to learn? You have to make mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
Simple
So
as that.
some people, they see signs and they see, things and listen to the things people tell them. Other people, they don't care, and you can say whatever you want. You can say something that is right in front of them. They are so stubborn, they will not see it until that life lesson comes back and hits them dead in the face. That's the only way they are going to understand.
Yeah, that's what happens sometimes.
It's
It
sad.
happened to me a couple times though, so I won't sit here and go, I'm perfect. I've never had to learn a wrong lesson. I'm far from fucking perfect.
I'm so far from perfect too. If I had to rate myself right now of like 1 to 10, I would say something like a 1 or even a 0. And I only would say something that low is because I can see my potential. I may be a bright kid, I'm only 17. I won't lie. I'm only 17. I have a lot to learn, but there is a lot that I've also learned on my time on this planet. And my whole goal for doing this isn't to put my name out there and see like the world to get something out of it. I'm only saying these things to help people out there who don't know about these things and are going down the wrong path and are almost too late and are going to see the things that I wish I knew when I was younger.
Exactly. So basically, what we're gonna be talking about in these live streams from now on, I'm gonna be streaming with him pretty consistently. Is we're just gonna be here teaching lessons for what we know, and we're hoping that you guys in the chat can also come in and interlude and hear some personal opinions.
It
Like
is
I said,
always good to have a community to back on, to brainstorm with and have ideas and like conversate with, than it is to do it by yourself.
exactly. Because like I said, us as humans, like, we can only get so far by ourselves, right? And that's like one of the hardest lessons I'm currently working on is like, I think I can just do it all completely alone. Because the thing about it like this, right? You can't do things completely alone. You ever see
It's so
someone who
hard to
said,
do it. It is so hard to do it.
you know how people be like, oh, I can do this by myself. I can start a multi-million-dollar company by myself. Yeah, but don't you gotta talk to somebody
You
just
have
to even
to-
get those ideas off?
Mm-hmm. in order to get those ideas off the ground, first you have to talk to somebody to be able to know where to start. Second, you have to go through the time to be able to learn how to start if you're doing it by yourself by either reading books, but it's still using someone else's help because somebody else wrote that book. You know,
Exactly.
somebody else went through that. And then again, if you're doing it by yourself, now you have all this time management that you have to worry about, because now if you're the only one working for you, then how are you, you know, I horribly narrate, but how are you supposed to learn anything? And how are you supposed to know what to do when you're the only one in your business? If, let's say, I fix things, I'm a repairman. Let's say that PlayStation, I'll pull out an example of a PlayStation that I have broken right now. This PlayStation Slim. This is one of my customers' PlayStations. The motherboard is got water damage on it. I need to buy a brand new motherboard. This PlayStation, right, if I didn't get any feedback from what was wrong with it, I would have overlooked that motherboard issue and I would have never figured out what was wrong with it, because they never put water near it. But I had to go and look up a tutorial and stuff like that. And yes, I will admit, I look up tutorials, I look up other things. If I don't know something, I will look up the information to try to learn more about it. But if I didn't look up the signs of water damage and I didn't look up other things, this system right here, how the hell would I know that this system has got water damage? And that is the reason why it short circuits and doesn't play games well. If you try and run a game on this system, after 5 minutes it'll shut off.
Alright, I'm at the next topic. Social anxiety. So, like, how I feel, like, with social anxiety, and, like, alright, say, for example, you're in public or you're out at an outing with people, man. The thing I've noticed with social anxiety is, like, oh, what, you want me to take over?
You want to try?
Yeah. Here, yeah, I'm gonna play the game for a minute, guys. I'm still gonna be talking.
We're just switching spots, that's all. Oh, I can already tell you like that, Jay.
But yeah, like I was talking about, social anxiety. It's like a very complicated ballgame, because it's like people say you can have the utmost confidence, but like, truth be told, is like, how much confidence can you really have in a new situation with people you don't really know?
Yeah, because now you're thinking of, if you're going to try and talk to someone, a lot of people with social anxiety, because I'm one of those people that suffer from social anxiety, I don't really talk well with others, and that is mainly because of the fact of, if I walk up to a stranger, they're a complete stranger, I don't know anything about it.
Exactly. So
And
you don't know what's gonna. I wouldn't even say necessarily trigger them, because then that makes it seem like, oh, you caring about what they say. But it's more of like, I'm not really trying to step on your toes if I just let you.
yeah, it's like if I were just to walk up to you and start talking to you about the randomest shit, you know, you probably look at me like, what the fuck are you talking to me for? Like, because I'm just some random dude that just started walking down the street. Oh, yeah. So, like, how, you know, you would probably judge me. And that's what I would think is, you know, if I were to walk up to somebody, the minute I walk up to somebody for the first time, I know I'm getting judged on that first time experiencing that. So, like, me, when I first walk up to somebody, it takes, the first, second, maybe even fourth time we've met and talked to each other for me to actually start to, you know, at least open up a little bit and start talking about the things, you know, that I would normally, like the conversations we're having now about the will and all the other conversations we're about to have, which would probably be about compassion and, you know, other things like how to control your mind and, like, you know, not being asleep of the society and what everyone else is doing around you, and the signs that you need to see and look out for to ensure that you, my friend, are not being told lies and not being told things that aren't true, and following down this path that is only going to get you down to a point where you aren't going to know yourself anymore. You aren't going to have anything for yourself, and you're just going to be depicted by everyone around you, because that is what you're so used to, that you won't even recognize yourself anymore. You won't even be yourself. When all you really need, because people always think, it's me, I need to change. There's something about me that needs to change in my society because people don't like me. It is not that. It is not you that needs to change. It is the surroundings that need to change for you. You need to go to a place where you're better suited to be yourself, you know?
Yeah.
If I'm a mechanic, why the fuck am I gonna be out in the middle of the forest where there's nothing to fix?
Or at the club.
Like, oh, I would rather be in the city where all the tech is, where I can fix stuff, right?
Yeah.
That it's as simple as that. If people don't like the way I am, why am I gonna change something about me for someone else? You can pick whatever car you want.
No, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter?
Yeah.
Oh, we can't even do this race. So, when I tell people that, when people talk to me, because I've had so many people talk to me and say, my friends judge me. My friends yell at me. I've even had one person say that their friends would yell at them and they would allow it because they believed that they deserved it. And I said, who deserves to be yelled at for nothing? At least give a reason of why you would be yelled at. If you're being yelled at for no reason, then, you know, that's it. You're just being yelled at for no reason. There should be no need for it. It's just at that point, if you really want to look at it, that is unnecessary violence. Because now you're yelling at someone else, you're making them feel horrible, and now you're making yourself feel horrible in the long run. You may not even notice it because now you're hurting someone else for no reason. When, if I understand if somebody had a reason, like if, you know, something was going on important and you might be yelling or something like that, you might raise your voice. I understand accidents happen. Mistakes happen for reasons. You know, people learn from those mistakes. There's accidents, there's a whole bunch of other things. But there's a difference between an accident and a mistake and intention and purpose.
Oh shit.
Oh my god. You could have flew through that window.
Back up.
So, when I tell people, it's not you that's the problem. When everyone in the world turns their back on them and says, and judges them, and they think that they're the one that's different, they're the one that doesn't fit in society. It is not true. It is them that doesn't fit into their town or their group that they're trying to fit into. That doesn't mean that they don't have a place to be. That just means that's not the place for them. And they try and look at their friends, the friends that sit there and look at them and yell at them. The friends that sit there and will say that they have their back, but then leave them in the minute that they needs their back. They will have, you know, those associates. The people can determine the friends from the friends. Some people can't. I'm one of those people that just observed when I was young. I got called so many things when I was younger. Everyone thought I was one of the quiet kids that was shooting at school, when all I was just doing was observing because I didn't want to be lumped in with everyone else at that school. Everyone at my school.
No, wait, that's the
was-
problem with society, though. Is like they're always trying to morph you in with everybody else. They
Mhm.
want you to be like a carbon copy. If you're not a carbon copy, that pisses a lot of people off.
Everyone would either smoke weed, do drugs, skip class, you know, be obnoxious, you know, be immature, you know, talk about girls, talk about getting pussy, talk about, you know, sex, and talking about, oh, I've cheated on this girl, starting a whole bunch of drama. I wasn't in with any of that because I didn't see a point in it. I really didn't. All I would do in class, if you want to hear what I did in class, all I did was class would be, the teacher gave me an assignment, I did the assignment, I stayed quiet so I didn't disturb anybody else. But then when I was done with my assignment, I didn't see why, you know, I would have to do anything else. Extra credit? No, I did my work for the day, you know. I did my work for the day, I did my part of why I was here. So now, what you can do for me, as me respecting you for as a student, is you can respect me with me going out and trying to find my own passionate things. Like, in school, I feel like schools shouldn't be forcing on a student the roles that it is. I feel like the school system should put passion behind kids. You know, it should help strive a kid want to go and do something, right? Instead of sit there and just give them assignments, you know, yell at them. And it may not even be the teachers, it may be the students, and sometimes it may not be the students. It's just something in school, most of the time, the way it runs, the way it works, a lot of it doesn't really help a kid. it sets them up for failure. Because now they think I'm gonna get, I have to get the right answers, and I have to get, there's only one right answer or something like that. Or they're set in stone on the way they're taught, when we're still being taught the way 100 years ago. And nothing has changed when something should. So why, instead of going to the old ways, which clearly haven't worked for all this time, why don't we start going off and, starting our own ways and starting our own ways of what we want to do, our own clubs and stuff like that. It's like, I changed from my school here and I went to another school, completely different area. I had to live on campus for like 6-7 months, so I have not been around in my house or anything like that for the past 6-7 months. Living on campus and seeing how that school worked, everyone treated it like high school. It wasn't a high school, but everyone treated it like high school. And everyone got lumped in, including me, which I was one of the good students there. I didn't really do anything bad there. I still have not gotten in trouble over there, surprisingly. Don't know how. I did a lot of things I could get in trouble for, but we won't talk about that. But it was sad to see how this place I was going to, there may have been like only 40 students on campus, but one person decided to go in and destroy the bathroom. So they decide, okay, well now we're going to treat this entire school like you're a bunch of kindergartners, and now we're only going to have one bathroom break. We're all going to go out and do something. Every 15 minutes we'll check bathrooms, see who's in there, but a lot of bathrooms are going to stay locked, and now you have to go through all these extra steps to go to the bathroom. What's that accomplishing? Huh? What is that really going to accomplish?
Well, with those kinds of schools, bro, you gotta understand, like, they're not really trying to treat you guys like people. They're trying to treat you guys as like something less than people. And the thing about those schools is, like, I went to behavioral school when I was younger. Right?
Oh,
actually, my whole high school,
schools.
my whole high school experience, actually, like, I got kicked out of the fucking Woonsocket High. And I'm not gonna disclose those reasons, eh? But yes, I got kicked out of Woonsocket High, and then I went to behavioral school, right? And we go to those schools, and like, they treat you like a literal fucking prisoner. Like, I wish I was exaggerating, but like, the food they gave us was worse than prison food. Like,
see, I
that
had people.
shit was so gross. Like, it was not even funny. Like, that shit was so fucking gross, bro.
I had people in culinary that actually know how to cook food. Literally have to cook stuff that wasn't food to serve to the students. Like the pizza there, bro. If they let me go in the kitchen, I swear to God, I am not no fucking chef. I am not no anything. I just know how to cook certain things. I would have walked into the back of that kitchen with all those fancy ass, AT culinary students, and I would have cooked some fucking pizza or some food that would have been better than the Friday pizza they serve us, because I'm pretty sure that in that school, they poison our food.
Yeah, to dilute your minds and make you guys docile, weak, and dumb. Just like every other school or fucking system like that. And that's the thing you gotta realize about these schools, bro. Is like, they're not trying to make... They're trying to set people up for failure.
Who is that? Who just hopped in here? Comment below. Like, I know Dylan's in here. He's been watching. But
See, some of the schools are good. I'm not gonna lie. Some of them are decent. Some of them actually help their students. Some of them care about their students. Some of the teachers care about their students.
oh shit! Hey, hey, it's my boy. What's good, G?
Like, some of the school systems, they have good intentions. They have good things. Some people in that school will ruin it. Teachers, students, whoever it may be. But when sometimes you have schools like Woonsocket High School, same school we both went to. I got held back in 9th grade 3 times. 3 years back to back, because my school cared more about my worth as a human being than me being a human being. And you may think, oh, well, what do you mean by that? I mean, when I went to that school, I went to Woonsocket High School.
No, he's talking about the school you went to.
When I left, I went to Exeter Job Corps, which still is a prison and COVID and shit, it was still
Don't get me
prison.
started. That
I
school was
could
so
not-
fucking prison.
I could not leave.
Like, exactly.
It's not as bad as a prison. It was 50-50, but like I could not leave. I was not vaccinated. They would not let me leave center, and I could not leave for like 3 months. I could not leave at all.
See, you guys gotta see the bigger picture of these things, you know? Like, they have things set up a certain way. And I just feel like it's. You can't put this into words.
That's what I'm trying to do.
Like, think about it like this, right? Here's a good example. They see anybody being a foul to their little system when they have, because they wanna breed a bunch of slaves and robots. They don't
Yep.
want to breed.
They want people to work without asking questions.
Exactly. They don't want people to question the system. They don't want people to question how things have been going for the past however so many years, because who's to say that this wasn't happening in past lifetimes in different forms? You know what I mean? And the topic of schools, like, school don't really teach you much. Like, when you go to school for 18 years, you realize that I fucking graduated. And I can tell you, bro, I did not learn shit about this world. Like,
Nope.
anything that I know now, I've learned myself. The real education starts when you leave school. That's what they don't tell you, though.
School is a prologue. Literally, I've always told people like this, and I don't care if it's a video game reference. I'm a big ass gamer, bro. I will reference games till the day I die. So, I say life's a prologue, right? When you turn 18, you're free. You can explore the world. You know, you're no longer trapped. You're probably graduated. You know, you probably, let's say you're an adult, probably got your ID, you can move out. You know, you're still free. After those 18 years, you're your own person. You can go start doing your own things, right? But in those 18 years, you are supposed to learn the things that your parents learned. You're supposed to learn the things that the school is supposed to teach you about life lessons and stuff. The school is supposed to better you to get ready for the world and not
And the school
set
does
you up to fail for the world.
And the school does the complete opposite. They're
Mhm.
setting you up for failure.
They set you up to go get this business job, you know, probably they set you up to still work in a factory.
Or to still work for their system.
Mhm.
Like, that's the only way you're gonna succeed. Is that they're not teaching you how to be an entrepreneur. They're not teaching you things like, oh, what if we end up in an apocalyptic setting? This is what we want you to do. We just want you to perish and die. And hey,
Mhm.
not to be pessimistic, but this is literally what the system teaches you. It doesn't teach you survival skills. Like, bro, all right, what if I had to make a shelter out in the woods? They're not teaching you that kind of
Nope.
shit. They're not teaching you how to forage for berries. They're not teaching you They're not teaching you the real skills you really need to know in this plane of existence.
Instead, they're teaching you math, which math's very good in
Alright,
general.
math
I like
to a
math.
certain
Math's
point.
very good to a certain point. Instead, it's the minute they bring numbers and letters and shit, and they said, figure out this polynomial. I was like, when the hell am I ever gonna see polynomial in my entire goddamn life?
See
You know what I'm
I mean?
saying?
Think about it like this: school didn't fucking teach me how to do taxes.
No.
You gotta go to a financial class for that.
And I didn't even go to financial planning.
Like that's an extracurricular. That's not even something that you're mandatorily supposed to be taught. Like, I'm over here doing fucking gym class. Like, niggas would fail me if I didn't bring gym shorts, nigga.
Yo.
What kind of shit is that?
Yo,
Like, no,
I
no.
hated that shit. Now you have to go write a fucking essay
Yeah.
about how sorry you are
Yeah,
and
right.
shit, and how you had to go and do, you had to write a whole page, word for word, which I felt like was brainwashing you, literally brainwashing you. And you know how, like, you failed the word when you were, like, in kindergarten or anywhere in, like, elementary school, and they'd be like, now you got to write the word 10 times so you remember it, right?
Nigga, that shit was so stupid. Like, no, that shit pisses me off. It's like, the system is against us, and I hope you guys know that. The system is not for us. And hey, whoever just entered this chat, just fucking comment real quick. I want to know who I'm talking to. Hey?
Oh, you're still driving.
Oh shit. I fucking suck at this racing game, okay?
You want me to drive?
No! I want to drive. What the fuck?
Crashes in the car.
That's the fucking wall! How do I reverse? Oh, okay, that's all reverse.
you can't really reverse. Yeah.
Wait, what do you mean you can't reverse?
So the buttons on that are fried.
Oh, okay.
They're all short-circuited. You press one button, it presses all the buttons. Sometimes you won't press any
Alright,
buttons.
so here's the next thing I want to talk about is like magnetism. Everybody has their own personal magnetism, and this depends. Like you guys who know me in real life, I talk about frequency and vibration. It's because that's one of the most important things on this planet. Everything is a vibration. Everything is a frequency.
that piece of fruit you just ate, it has its own frequency. It vibrates at so many kilohertz. Or, for example, me hitting this vape, this probably has negative frequency to it. Like, this shit probably takes away from my frequency. But I like to experiment with things, you know?
Oh.
Because you gotta...
I just hate when people experiment with shit.
Yeah, like your body, think about it like this. You are a science project. Every day, you're experimenting to see like what can change and like what really works. Because they don't tell us what actually works for us. And I'm over here multitasking, driving, fucking up on the game.
See, me, whenever I was in school, everybody didn't like me. A lot of people didn't like me. A lot of people didn't like me when I was younger because I was one of those kids that would just... I'm going to be completely honest because, like, you know, I have no reason to lie about any of these things. When I was younger, I used to be so annoying, like really, really annoying. And the reason why I was so annoying is because I asked so many damn questions. History class. You know...
Oh, hey, at least I got 5th place.
We're in history class. I wouldn't ask any of these questions in school because, again, if you've ever been in a school setting, you probably want one of those students to feel pressured when you raise your hand. Fear of being wrong. The fear of being wrong is another way that how you know the school system is wrong. Because if you're learning something and you're scared to try and learn more about it, and fear of you being wrong and you being criticized and judged for having a wrong answer, you're not learning shit, bro. You are not learning shit.
Yeah.
Because now you're holding back and you aren't asking the question, and now you could be fucking up, and now that math problem that you think you know how to do, and you didn't ask that question, and out of whatever, you now are thinking, maybe I'm doing this right, and now you're second guessing yourself, and now you probably aren't going to pass that math test that you were studying for.
I mean, hey, I feel like we made some valid points today on the stream. But I am about to wrap this up.
There's still so much more we could talk about.
I know, but we're gonna do that for future streams, eh?
Today was just kind of let's stream,
yeah.
just talk about whatever, you know, fuck it. Let's talk about how, you know, the government, if you ask too many questions, they will come for your ass, bro. They will send the people if you ask the wrong types of questions, if you look at the wrong types of things. Bro, they poison your food. If you want to take a real piece of information out of the stream today, just go look up, you know, you can go, alright, there's just a few things I could say, but here's probably one of the most basic things to go look up. If you go and look up right online, what the fuck's that substance called? Fluoride, right?
Yeah.
What fluoride truly does to you, it makes you docile. Alright? They put that in our water, they put that in our food,
Toothpaste.
they put it in our toothpaste, they put it everywhere. Anything that we put in our body, they put it inside our food, and they don't put it so much as to, after one cup of, you know, as they say, after one cup of wine, there's so much cyanide in it we die. It'll slowly kill us over time by either poisoning us with cancer or something, whatever.
Well, alright, so another thing about the fluoride before we go is like, the fluoride damages this eye.
Mm-hmm.
This third eye right here, you know, we all have it.
Makes you susceptible to information, so you don't want to ask questions if somebody tells you something. So let's say if somebody walks up to you and says, I heard that guy over there tried to kill his best friend and throw him off a bridge. Now, you may think, most people will think, I don't want to go talk to him, I don't want to be anywhere near him. What I would think is, let me go ask that man his side of the story. Now that I've heard this person and what they said, let me go ask the person himself.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, we made some valid points today on the stream, but we're about to head out of here. This has been the first Ace Chosen stream. My guest Echo.
Yep, what's up?
I'm probably gonna live stream like in a day or two, and I got a podcast that I already filmed. I'm gonna drop that for you guys either tonight or tomorrow. Like I said, I work in the morning, so yeah, whatever comes first, eh? But just know, like, there'll be a post by me in the next 24 hours. Make sure you guys share that post when it comes out, because I've got some valid points in that podcast too. But make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, and tune in for the next one.
If you guys like this video, maybe we can do something like this every weekend. You know, just have like a Sunday chill day where we
Yeah.
just sit down, have a podcast for like an hour, like we just did, and talk about the most insane shit. And maybe even you guys could pick our brain about information.
Exactly. Leave comments of the stream, because I'm going to have this posted on my channel afterwards. So if you guys watch some of the stream, you can skip through it, see whatever parts you want to see. But I suggest, man, you guys just leave us ideas. But I'm about to cut this, man, so we can brainstorm a little bit more and shit. All right, guys. I hope you have a good night.
And as far as my stream goes, I'm going to end my stream here also. So for those who are watching my side of the stream of what game we're playing Gran Turismo 7, you guys can go follow me. I'm pretty sure he'll put the link there in his description. But thanks for tuning in, and see ya.
All right. Peace.